Well, hello and welcome to Top Dice and the latest version of Table Talk. And we've got Alan as usual. Hello, Alan.
Hello. Hello.
And we have special guest, Elliott.
Hello, lovely to be here.
Absolutely great. Alan, normally I come to you first. I will as always. Sorry, special guest.
Oh, come
How's,
on.
how's
Oh,
your how's your week been?
My week's been brilliant. Yeah, played some Traveller last week, Wednesday, which we love. We love a bit of Traveller. It's great, good fun. And then I was at a little games convention in Stockport over the weekend called StabCon, which apparently the StabCon thing, the name of it comes from the backstab thing from the diplomacy board game from way back when. That's because it started off as that game and it's just grown and grown. So, well, I say grown and grown. It gets about 200, maybe 250 people,
Decent.
lots of board games and some RPGs as well. I mostly go there to play board games, if I'm honest. But we always have a role play session on the Friday night. Started off with me running it. That's where the Section D came from. Stabcon was the very nucleus of the Section D book because it was a scenario that I wrote for that convention.
Wow. Okay.
So, but this time we played Fallout role-playing game, which is
oh,
good fun. We've played a few sessions of it now, so it's been going on for a little while because Stabcon's only once every 6 months. So this has been going on for a little while. We played a few sessions of it. It's good fun, and I'm playing a robot in this game. So just totally different for me, departure of things, but it's good fun. So yeah, the weekend was great. I had the double whammy yesterday of a 3 day convention plus an England match that kicked off at 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I wasn't worth two halves of anything yesterday. When by the time work came round, no.
No. No.
But
Well,
we tried.
yeah, indeed. Well, I've just been watching the Egypt Argentina game, and yeah, it's quite sad to see Egypt knocked out at the end there, but it's the way it goes.
Didn't
Uh,
realise it was an early kickoff, so I've missed it actually. But
uh, it was close. It was very close
I
actually.
believe so. Yeah, I've just
So
been looking at the results.
yeah, they,
So
they had
yeah.
a run for the money. But Elliot, it's all about you now. Tell us a bit
all
about
right.
yourself.
Okay.
Who
No
is
pressure.
Elliot?
Who is Elliot? That's the eternal question, isn't it? So I'm an actor from the northwest of England. I do voiceover for video games, bits and bobs like that. But the main reason I'm here is because I am the games master for a live improvised Dungeons and Dragons show, which is a load of fun. It's very silly. It's a bit like Dungeons and Dragons meets Whose Line Is It Anyway? Um, so yeah, that's kind of the tagline we're going, but that's the elevator pitch.
I
Bold.
love
I'm
it.
in.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely, definitely in. My first experience of such a thing was just quite recently at the Games Expo with Cthulhu Live, and absolutely loved it. The
Mm.
participation with the with the audience was absolutely great. One of the people on the stage, they couldn't decide which character to actually use, so they actually let the audience decide, which was absolutely great. I think it was a choice between an antiquarian or a cleric, and we ended up going with the cleric, which just caused even more hoots further down the line because
Amazing choice.
of what went on and who was involved and why.
Yeah.
And there was some very dodgy Vatican stuff going on. But anyway,
Well, no, no, no.
moving moving
Yeah.
on. So, what got you into this particular line of work?
Um, with It's Your Role, the Dungeons and Dragons show.
It's
Um,
yeah, so it's that's what you're doing now. What did you used to do before that? Was there another sort of what got you into actually sort of thinking, do you know what, this would make a great little sort of stage
yeah.
show?
Well, to explain that, I might need to explain like where my first experience with role-playing games kind of came from. If I can take you back in time to
By
when
all
I
means,
was
we
a
live for this stuff. Yeah, crack on.
Oh, it's like a memory montage. So yeah, when I was growing up, like 9 or 10, I was a young carer for about 5 years, looking after me nan, which is quite tough because it means that you can't have your mates round because you've got like commodes everywhere for it to yeah, it's but what I did have is a lot of role-playing game manuals from the car boot sale. So I had some earlier editions of D&D. I think I had some third, fourth edition Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I had some of the big chunky Warhammer books you'd get. No one to play it with, but I just read it, and it absolutely went off like fireworks in my head, in my imagination. Um, so then I got into acting, which is great. A lot of imagination required for that. Got into video game voice acting, loads of imagination required for that. And um, then I was like, oh, I can actually start playing role-playing games with my mates now. And it's an absolute hoot when you play it for the first time with people and you're so invested in that theater of the mind stuff, and it's there. It's like you're watching something on an IMAX screen, but you're also in it. There's nothing else like it. And I think now, compensating for the fact I had no one to play with when I was younger, we were all sat around a table and we went, how about we play this, but we play it with about 100 other people just to make our lives hard. And that's kind of where the idea from the show came. So we play D&D on
Yeah.
stage with the audience, and we roll enormous inflatable dice that we throw into the audience. It crowd surfs the audience, and we get a member of the audience up on stage. We put a microphone on them, and they're in the show,
Awesome.
which is quite a shock for that one person, especially if they've been signed up by their mates or something like that.
Yes, that's the
Yeah,
best way to actually sort of do it.
yeah,
Now, I know the show's been around in London for a bit, from what
yeah.
was said, and you're heading out to the Fringe. Do you want to get the plug in straight away for dates, where you're going to be, and everything else now at the beginning?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Right. Okay. So, end of July,
Yep.
31st of July, 1st of August, will be at the Durham Fringe. We were there last year. We had an absolutely amazing time. The shows were some of the most chaotic ones we ever had. We ended up doing Hell's Kitchen, but fantasy themed, and then we also ended up doing like a Harry Potter style show, but with them going in, but with everyone playing members of the faculty trying to deal with these students who are trying to fight an evil wizard. It's like, no, just read your bloody textbook. So it was loads of fun. We'll be back there this year. You can get tickets on the Durham Fringe website. It's a great like community organization as well. So any money they get from ticket sales goes right back into
Brilliant.
doing more shows. And then also I'll plug in October, we're going to be doing a show in Birmingham at the old Joint Stock Theatre, which is a really gorgeous kind of pub theatre in the centre of town. And that should be loads of fun as well. And you can find tickets for that on the old Joint Stock Theatre website as well. But we're all over all the time.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to need you to get
Sounds
that
like fun.
information to me, and then I
Yes,
can actually put
absolutely.
it in the description of this particular video, so people can actually sort of see it.
Yeah. So
100%.
can I ask then, Elliot, is it just turned out that your regular gaming group happened to also be actors, or have you connected with other actors who like gaming to create the show?
That's kind of the way it happened is that obviously when you're having your tea break on a video game or something like that, you chat about the weather, you chat about the footy, and eventually go, oh, what you doing tonight? Oh, I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. I've always wanted to play that. Oh well, I'm a dungeon master. I can run a game for you. So and of course actors, we're all absolutely so narcissistic. We love the sound of our own voice. So when you put everyone round a table and they say, right, give us a funny voice for a little goblin rogue, and they can do a proper Cockney voice like that, and they love it. So that's kind of how that happened.
Mhm. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
I must
Well,
admit, I'm one of those that when I'm running a game, I like to give voices to characters, so, just so you don't have to say, oh, such and such a character says this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
personally think, it's much better if it's, "Oi, what do you think you're doing?" And then they know who
Yeah.
said that. So,
100%. And then it also means as well, like you said, it's just super clear in terms of, oh, great, this character speaks like this. So if you're in a situation where the dungeon master's playing three NPCs, you've got three voices. So it's not like, hold on,
yeah.
who's saying that and who's saying this?
Hmm.
so who
Yeah.
else do you got on stage with you then? I presume there's a few of you.
Yes, so we've got a really lovely group of actors. There's about five of us, and we've all kind of put our ego to one side. So when that audience member comes on stage, we've all agreed, right, it's all about them. They've come up here, they're probably going to be absolutely peeing themselves. We need to make them look good. So, same again, we let the audience pick what character they play. So, we give them two options. Do you want to be a wizard? Do you want to be a barbarian? And they're off. And then we, as the players, me as the dungeon master, will constantly be like, "Oh, are you any good at picking locks? Or why don't you speak to them?" So we're constantly throwing the kind of the narrative back to them. So in a way, it's not about the actors; it's about that audience member who,
Yeah,
at the end of it, when they come off stage, to thunderous applause from the audience, and everyone's buying them drinks, they go, "Wow, I've had a once in a lifetime experience."
definitely. And that's
Brilliant.
what makes it. And also, to put it quite bluntly, it makes you all look good as well.
100, yeah, definitely.
Uh,
And we've had
it's
so
fun.
many people. Yeah, it's fun. And we've had so many people who, when they've come on stage and we say, "Great, have you ever played any role-playing games before?" And they go, "No."
Perfect.
Right.
But
So that was going to be my next
yeah,
question: is what's your
yeah,
audience? Do you get people who just want to come and see a great show? Do you
yeah.
get a lot of gamers? Is it well, what would you say the mix is?
I'm really kind of chuffed with the kind of mix that we've got going on. I think the demographic is young, old, like all across the spectrum, and quite often the people who don't play role-playing games are dragged along by their mates, or they've been told, oh, it's like a fantasy comedy night. Maybe they're really into your Game of Thrones, your Dungeons, your Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. So they've got
Hmm.
a bit of
Yeah.
a frame of reference.
And they end up with
Um,
Discworld.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Brilliant.
Um, but then they come along and they might get dragged up on stage and they love it, or they
Yeah.
might watch it and get involved. And so many people at the end of it go, "Wow, that's made me want to play now," because we're not we're not super sexy critical role. We're not doing all of the sexy aspect of role playing games. We're doing the kind of stuff that you'd actually do around a kitchen table
The,
if you
the
were
proper
playing.
Lancashire way, basically. The,
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah,
proper
yeah.
way. Yeah,
So
I love
then
it.
I feel like people then get a really good idea of what a game would be like, and they go away, they play a game, and they go, "Yes, this was similar to what we saw with It's Your Role, and we liked it." So happy days.
There you go. Absolute winner on that. We're going to come back to you in a second. We've kind of jolted things around a bit because we should have started off really with Alan, a quick intro from you, and then back to Alan with his new releases. But we
Oh,
just couldn't help it there. That was just
Really, we've got a nice flow going on, talking about something really interesting. And now you want to hear from me about new releases,
exactly
right?
because we're going to come
yes.
back to Elliott in the very near future, and he's going to
Right.
tell us what he thinks of your new releases in a goblin voice in a minute. So
Oh, right. Okay. Am I?
Right. Okay.
no, 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 no. You can
Try
if you
try
want.
try this one then. Right. Short and sweet this week, really. Um, Progress reports for SLA Industries. So SLA Industries been around for ages, continues to get lots and lots of love from the folks at Nightfall Games. Progress reports 6 to 10 was released at UK Games Expo. What that is a amalgamation of some stuff that's sort of trickled out over the last couple of years, and it's just all been brought into one nice hardback book. It's beautifully made, lovely artwork by Dave Allsop.
It is.
That's
I can confirm. I saw it and I picked a copy up for Chris, one of my friends. Yeah, it looks brilliant.
yeah. So that's out for SLA Industries, and they also released at Games Expo a Savage Worlds version, or a quick start for the Savage Worlds version of SLA Industries. They are available. The quick starts are available. I'm not allowed to distribute them, but they are available. Certainly from the GMS website, you can get the quick start for Savage Worlds SLA Industries, or Slavage Worlds as we're now calling it. Not we, actually, that's got nothing to do with me. So that's progress reports anyway for SLA Industries and the Savage Worlds quick kickstart, which is going to be followed up with a full Savage Worlds version, which I am going to be involved with as a rules consultant, which I'm quite impressed with that as a title, to be
You
fair.
rules lawyer, you.
Oh, you know, anybody would think I'd written a book for it.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Nightfell. Oh, hang on. Yeah, Nightfell for Pathfinder is out. That has come from Aces Games.
No, this is interesting.
And
This, yeah.
and a different and a sub. Just you're gonna have to give me a second, because it's not on that sheet of paper. They've teamed up with a writer, and Aces Games have published it, and the name of the writer is something Moon Studios, but Ghost Moon Studios, I think it might be.
Grim Moon Studios.
Grim Moon Studios.
There you go. That's
you.
it. Even the guest knows better.
My apologies. My apologies for that. I've just got it down as Aces Games because that's where we've got it from. But so this is Nightfell for Pathfinder. So it's a kind of the star burnt out and the world is plunged into darkness full setting for Pathfinder. So if you want to play Pathfinder and you don't fancy playing it in Golarion, you've now got Nightfell, which has been around for D&D for a little while. And it's now there, and now the Pathfinder version is there as well. And then I'm going to quickly talk about two Kickstarters. Number one is Iron Hill Studios, who are a Kiwi bunch. Their Kickstarter has just finished, and it's 1 hour one shots for Shadowdark.
Okay.
So, and everything comes on little A5 cards, the scenario, the dungeon, and then you've got more cards with the NPCs, monsters, bad guys, what have you, so you can kind of mix and match and things like that. And it's a really nice little project. It's really good. And the guys that have put it together, top people, and we're really, really pleased to help them get stuff on this side of the world. Because the thing is, where it is, when you read it, it's all upside down. So that's my bad joke. We'll leave that. We'll just leave that where it is. So that's Iron Hill Studios. That's just completed their Kickstarter. Should be delivering either later this year or early next year. So keep an eye out for that for Shadowdark. And then the other one is a guy that I know, JM DeFoggy, been in the gaming industry for years, works with Pinnacle Entertainment Group on the Savage Worlds media side of things, doing podcasts and live streams and things like that. But he's got involved with Tim, who was one of the original writers of Space 1889, and they're doing a 5e version of Space 1889, which looks stunning. That's launched on BackerKit today, funded within half an hour. I think it's going to go crazy. Space 1889 for 5e might not exactly be my thing, but I think a lot of people are going to like it.
Think Ebron. Ebron is a D&D setting, but that's very steampunkish. It works.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, whether it'll be everyone's cup of tea, it won't be, but at least the option is actually there for anyone with 5th edition sort of hankerings. They can get into it. Mm-hmm. And they can actually pull Ebron stuff in there if they want as well. They could really expand it out with that. So I can see the attraction.
Yeah, I've had some really interesting conversations with store owners over the last couple of weeks about 5e and third-party products and things for 5e, and some people are just saying that what their particular group that go into that shop want is Dungeons and Dragons, and they don't really like looking at other systems because it's it's D&D. So I'm interested. as a, I don't play fifth edition. Everybody knows I don't play fifth edition for no other reason than I play other stuff. So I mean, I'm interested in your opinion and Elliott's opinion as somebody who does fifth edition or does D&D professionally on
Mm.
third party products. So if you got something like Space 1889, it's a total departure from your normal D&D. Is that something that you guys would look at?
Interesting. Elliot, what do you think? We'll start with you
Not that I've
first.
derailed the show there with that
No,
question
No,
or anything, but
it's actually it's a good talking point. Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll jump in first. They recently did Traveller 5e.
yeah,
That was at such a high price point. I wouldn't have even considered. It's back with the old dice sort of discussion that we actually had the
yeah,
other week,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
about the cost of dice and paying 25, 30, 40 pounds for a set of dice. Um, Traveller does it very well as Traveller, so I couldn't really see the point in a fifth edition version, other than for a science fiction setting that used fifth editions sort of the rule set. Some of the third party stuff, Nightfell, etc., and also this particular one, Space 1889. In fact, it's Space 1899, isn't it? Because it's 10 years on.
Yes, yeah.
I can see it. I really, really can. And I think it will actually appeal to quite a few people. Myself, I probably wouldn't. But I think it's good to actually sort of have it there. I really do, because it'll bring new people who are into D&D into thinking about other games. That's my take on it.
Mhm.
What are you thinking about third party licenses, Elliot, with your eyes on
I
it?
mean, I think the more the better, the more kind of third party supplements for 5e. I mean, 5e is such, from my perspective, quite an accessible, easy to get into edition. Why wouldn't you build upon it so that it becomes a really nice jumping off
Yeah.
point for people
That's my
kind of in the
argument.
mainstream?
Mm.
Yeah. There's
It's
there's one
yeah.
particular there's one that I'm actually playing at the moment. It's a supplement called Gothic: A Plague Worlds, and it kind of adds a lot more rules to do with healing, poultices, medicines, but also it's got a fantastic thing about plague points that allow your character to kind of is a bit odd coming off the back of COVID, but get mutations and develop your character. And I'm loving that at the moment. I've just like ported that immediately into my 5e games,
Mm.
and already it's changed the tone of it so much. It's made it very steampunky, slightly gothic Eberron, like rising from the last war. So I'm loving it, and it's already got my players thinking about, we quite like this like scary steampunky vibe. Well, you could go to Blades in the Dark. You could look at some kind of Cthulhu by Gaslight stuff. So I just think it's great that like it opens so many other avenues.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm
again with
with
you.
you.
Yeah, it's there as an option if people want to actually use it. And
Yeah.
the great thing is, I've always sort of said, fifth edition has got its detractors, but
Mm,
at its heart, it's a good, solid vanilla system that you
mm,
can change, adapt, and move to whatever you actually sort of want, as long as you're prepared. Well, you don't even need to go with the levels. There are certain fifth edition sort of clone products that have done away even with the levels and have gone into it in a slightly different way. But it's there. The everybody knows you roll a d20. High is good. Um, low is bad, and it's as simple as that, and it
mm.
works. So why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'd love. Um, do you know what? If something, think about it this way. I'm a publisher of a Savage Worlds book. If 1% of people who played D&D actually picked up my book and bought it, um, I'd have no mortgage and I wouldn't need to do
Yeah.
this. So it's no, I do this for fun, but it's just one of those things. So you say, why wouldn't you? D&D is a great way for players to access so
Entry.
many
Yeah.
games and settings and ideas and theories, and fair play, let them crack on. It's but as I've said, it's not my bag, but that's me. I play a lot of Savage Worlds, I play some Castles and Crusades, I play Traveller, what have you. But do you know what? If somebody came to our games group and said, right, we're playing D&D, I'd be like, all right, okay, let's go, let's give it a shot.
It's all about the players. It's not so much about the
as with
the
which
game.
kind of leads us back to what Elliott was talking about. Let's go back to that. Good segue. Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
let's
back
talk about the players. Yeah, go on. We've talked about the industry stuff. Now let's get on with the fun, please. Come on, Elliott was much more interesting.
Oh, I know. Please.
Right. Well, we don't want to give away too much about what the show's about. We've had some sort of ideas there. So D&D. What are your top 3 role-playing games then? Ever currently, as of today. Now it might change tomorrow because everybody's does, but today at this moment in time, what are your top 3 RPGs?
Now the thing is, there's a huge. I love reading them. I love having the hard copies and just flicking through them and having
That
a
counts
read.
as well. That does actually count as well. You might actually love a game, but not play it so much. So it's in
So
your
what have
court.
I got at the what have I got at the moment? I'm really enjoying reading some Delta Green. I'm quite enjoying the vibes. It's giving from someone like me who's quite into like popular culture, pop media. It kind of reminds me of like a gritty film noir, like True Detective. Have you ever watched that? I'm also quite enjoying. I've got a copy of Basic Role Playing Game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That I got that purely just because I was very intrigued to see how it kind of allows you to kind of make your own stuff there. And I'm enjoying flicking through that. Am I going through at the moment? I've really want to run a game of Mythic Bastion Land, if you've ever heard of this one.
Oh yes.
There we go.
Have we heard of it?
You're talking to one of the Bastion experts of the land.
Is that you?
Oh, there we go.
I hope you're not referring to me there, Aid, because
it's one of your best sellers. That come on,
it is it is one of our best sellers, and I've met Chris a few times. He's a lovely bloke, and the game itself is massive. I could not tell you how it works. It's not. I love Mythic Bastion Land because it sells fantastically well.
And it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
It does. It looks beautiful.
It's stunning. It is absolutely stunning. And I think one of the things that people like about it is that it's rules light and narrative heavy. Yeah. And it's really easy. You roll a couple of dice, you get your character, you put a little tweak on it, and you're good to go. And then it's just all about story, which is loads and loads of people are really vibing on that kind of thing at the moment. Is rules light, narrative heavy. Don't let the rules get in the way of a good story. That's
it. It's
so but Mythic Bastion Land is a monster. It's an absolute monster.
Yeah. Well,
so let us know if you actually get to play it, Elliott, because I would I'd love to know how that goes.
I wonder if there could be a stage play coming of it. Who knows? Well, anyway.
I think Mythic Bastion Land in a castle somewhere is it's got to happen at some point. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's
See, I've just now got what I've got in my head now is that just descending into Monty Python Holy Grail very, very quickly.
You could have people leaning over the parapets with silly voices, couldn't you?
Yeah. I'd already know what I'd do for it. You come to a cavern and mist is coming out of it. A rough rope bridge goes off into the distance, and there's a weathered keeper of the gate. And then I'd throw it out to the audience. What is the question that he asks? What is your favorite color?
No, it's funny you say that. Actually, when I was at StabCon at the weekend, one of the guys that I know had been for a holiday up in Scotland. Comes over, we're having a chat, gets his phone out, and he's only been to the cave where where they encounter the rabbit.
Yeah.
And there's a load of People must go there on some kind of pilgrimage because there's a rock that's literally covered in little plushy rabbits and things that people just leave there. It's
Well,
People are
why
so
not?
funny. Yeah,
outstanding. Brilliant.
Why
It's
not? It's it's a bit of British culture,
it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
and
Yeah, yeah,
that's basically it. And we've got George Harrison to thank for that as well. So
yeah,
he
yeah.
financed it. There
Yeah.
you go. That's
Yeah. Well, apart from the last 15 minutes or so, apparently. But yeah.
they just want to do extra stuff probably on the end there. But hey, you
Yeah.
know what? That's all good. So we've got three games there. D&D though seems to be one of your all-time favorites at the same time, Elliot. It's I presume is it
Mm.
fifth edition that's your favorite, or is it another earlier edition?
No, at the moment we're kind of sticking to fifth edition. Like as you said, it's a very
It's
accessible,
the
solid.
easiest, yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
me, it combines all the best bits of all the previous editions and gets rid of
Mm,
all the bloat and other stuff that actually sort of went and cuts it right back actually at its core. If you just get the player's handbook,
yeah.
everything is there that you need to play. You don't need anything else at all in any way,
Mm,
shape, or form. And you can have years of fun with that alone. So
yeah, absolutely.
that
So
works.
I'm going to ask then, Elliot, what about settings? If you go for D&D, do you have a favourite setting?
Oh, dearie me. I quite like Dragonlance, but I've never done anything in there. And I think
Right.
that was mainly because in the latest Dungeon Masters Guide, they've got a huge section on Dragonlance and all of that kind of stuff. But for the live show that we do, we've kind of made an off-brand low fantasy version of the Forgotten Realms purely
Okay.
because we don't
Yeah.
want wizards suing us.
Right. Okay.
It works.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the bottom line
That's
with
it.
it. And you can have so much fun
Yeah,
with different fantasy names as well anyway. So
100%, 100%.
again,
And
we
like,
don't want to give the game away too much about what about
yeah,
locations or
yeah.
anything, but you use. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to go and see it, folks.
Do you know what? I'm sold. If it, I'm going to have to try and get myself to one of those shows. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
Birmingham might be
absolutely.
doable.
Elliot,
Birmingham
am I
might be
right in
doable.
thinking that you have one on YouTube? Is that
Uh, well, we record all of our shows as podcasts and we release them all.
right?
So yeah, even if you can't buy a ticket, you can definitely listen to them all still. We have now slowly kind of because it's kind of the nature of the beast. You kind of need to start recording yourself, putting that up, so then people get an idea of
Yeah.
what you like. So then they'll come
Hmm.
to us. So I think the only visually recorded thing we've got at the moment is we played a vampire role playing game in an abandoned church in South London.
Right.
So that might be what you're seeing on
I've
there with
not. I've
like
literally. I was just when I was having a look earlier on. I see that
yeah
there's a couple of YouTube things, but so I'm thinking I might have to have a look at that later on because it just sounds like it's great fun.
yeah
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
yeah
have to have a look as well.
it's abs yeah it's loads of fun. And if you listen to a couple with that person who comes up who's kind of didn't expect this is how their night would go, the first half, because quite often we have a break for people to go to the loo and get a drink. The first half they're like getting into it, they're like, oh, okay. The second half, 9 times out of 10, that person hits the ground running and they become the star of the show because they've had a break, they've steadied themselves, and then now let's get out. And they absolutely they become the star of the show. They become the hero, which is amazing.
Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Well, I was going to mention a couple of books. I'm not going to mention them. I'm going to sort of leave them for the next show that
Sandbagging.
we actually do. Yeah. Oh, I'm putting them to one side completely because this has just been too much as this. Right. Question: will you come and join us again potentially as a guest? You're very welcome anytime. We record on Tuesdays, so you're very welcome anytime you want. And if any of your other cast members want to join us again, we wouldn't be asking for improv unless you wanted to, but you could just
Yeah,
come and comment, and do let us know how this actually rolls out as well and how it actually sort of goes. We'd love to get you back for that alone, and get some
absolutely. Yeah,
get some
yeah,
more skinny on what's going on. And I know when we were talking
yeah,
before, there's a couple of projects you've got going on that you can't talk about yet. So watch
yeah,
this space, people, because there's going to be more of this, quite a lot more, hopefully. And we definitely
hopefully.
need you in the Northwest.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. We've already got some amazing ideas cooking.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll hopefully get in the Northwest maybe early next year because I know they take a while to actually sort of plan out these.
Yeah, yeah.
But that would be absolutely great to see. And I just want to say
Cool.
all the best and thank you very, very much. Any last words
Thank you.
from yourself at all, Elliot?
I mean, it's just, I love this community so much. Everyone is so
Yeah,
welcoming and just wants everyone else to do well. So thank you for having me on. Thank you for letting me chat about
Thank you
what
for
I
coming
love
on.
chatting
yeah,
about. And yeah, let's get more people playing role-playing games.
definitely. Well, this is what it's all about, and doing what you
Yes.
do, it will bring people actually into the hobby.
Hmm.
They will see
Yeah,
what you're doing on stage and go, "Hang on a minute, I can do that,"
yeah,
and bang, all of a sudden, there's another new group springing up. And from that, you get another
yeah,
two or three groups usually sort of springing up on the back of that one. And that's the way that the hobby actually sort of grows. And
Hmm.
that's the reason
absolutely.
why we can get more indie writers releasing books,
Yeah,
Section D, etc., and them being successful. So it
yeah,
works all the way down the line.
yeah.
So a huge thank you for joining us today. That's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Thanks,
Uh,
Elliot.
Thank you.
and that sort of wraps it up for another table talk. That was
I think so.
probably one of the most fun ones we've actually had since last week, isn't it, Alan?
Definitely the most fun one we've had since last week. Yeah.
No, that's been really good. Thank you very much. Right, well, it's goodbye from them. Keep rolling the dice and thank you very much.
Right, everybody. Happy gaming.
Definitely happy gaming and make sure
Bye-bye.
you get to see that show. In fact, go and see it several times because it might be different every time.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
See you later. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.